Today you're in for not just a top list, but a true epic. I've combined the best moments from my previous videos into one giant compilation of 50 upcoming games. It's like a journey into the future of gaming, where every minute is charged with anticipation and every trailer is a promise of unforgettable emotions. Stick around until the end, because here you'll find only the most powerful and highly anticipated projects that will redefine your gaming year.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Octrix Channel.
The franchise may have lost some steam after Killing Floor 2, but this third entry is gearing up to bring the chaos back, and then some. Launching July 24th, 2025 for PS5, Killing Floor 3 is shaping up to be a brutally modern evolution of the series. We're talking deep weapon customization, a revamped Z-time system, and new movement mechanics like sliding, vaulting, and mantling. And don't think you're safe on the high ground, now enemies can climb too. Gore is cranked up to maximum with detailed weak point damage and a revamped specialist skill tree. On top of that, dynamic mission objectives, like hacking reactors or escorting convoys, bring much needed variety to the wave-based carnage. All of it wrapped in Unreal Engine 5's slick, bloody visuals. It's fast, vicious, and finally pushing the franchise forward again.
Oh, I think I might have done a little wee.
Luto doesn't rely on monsters to scare you. It traps you inside your own mind. This psychological horror game puts you in a house that twists and shifts with every failed attempt to escape. It launches digitally on July 22nd, 2025, with a physical PS5 edition following the next day. The themes hit hard: grief, isolation, claustrophobia, all wrapped in surreal, shifting rooms and haunting imagery. The eerie doll motif and the shifting layout of the house create a crawling dread that never lets up. There are no cheap jump scares, just a heavy, suffocating atmosphere that eats away at your nerves. And with a playable demo already on Steam, the creeping horror is just a click away.
A very old note from Sam's grandfather, named Isaac. Sam looks through the crack, and a shiver runs through his body. There is something inside the walls.
This one dives deep into mythological horror. Death Relives is a first-person survival horror steeped in Aztec mythology and psychological torment. You play as Adrian, a man drawn into the dark, ritualistic realm of Zyp-Totec, the god of death and rebirth, in a desperate search for his missing mother. The gameplay blends stealth, ritual combat, immersive puzzles, and the kind of nerve-wracking encounters that leave you questioning what's real. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it looks stunning and deeply unsettling. But the wildest feature? A companion app that syncs with your phone, delivering lore-rich messages and eerie hints from Adrian's AI-modified father in real time. It's a layered, immersive horror experience with one foot in the real world and the other deep in the underworld.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry.
Abiotic Factor is what happens when survival horror gets nerdy, in the best possible way. Launching July 22nd, 2025 for PS5, this co-op crafting adventure drops you and up to 5 fellow scientists into a collapsing interdimensional research facility called GATE Cascade. You're not soldiers, you're scientists, turning filing cabinets into weapons and cubicles into makeshift fortresses. This full release brings in the eerie new residence sector filled with creepy archives, taco stalls, decontamination chambers, and even interdimensional storage units. It plays like Half-Life met the forest, with SCP vibes and a tongue-in-cheek tone. The grid-snapping base building, creative item repurposing, and co-op chaos make it one of the weirdest, smartest survival games out
We
there.
need to find a way through and put an end to this.
You made it!
This is no end, no beginning, for such things do not exist.
This isn't your usual roguelite. In Flamekeeper, you play as Ignis, a tiny ember with a massive responsibility. Your flame is your health, your resource, and your sacrifice. Every move you make, every attack, every upgrade, every step toward restoring the eternal flame comes at a cost. Launching July 25th, 2025 on PS5, this action-adventure title delivers fast, combo-heavy combat across twisted, shadowy biomes teeming with corrupted creatures. You'll have to carefully balance aggression and preservation, as draining too much of your own fire can kill you. A robust bestiary, rich upgrade systems, and Vulpes Village as your upgrade hub bring depth to the run-based gameplay. It's punchy, strategic, and burns with identity.
Also acts as your health, so you'll need to deplete it to charge up each level's energy. But how fun would it be without a little twist to your mission out in the world? The village changes along with your progress and opens up new gameplay features all the time. The world of Flamekeeper is rife with risk and danger. But don't lose your cool.
Ragebound is a stylish 2D spin-off that brings Ninja Gaiden back to its roots and sharpens every edge. Launching July 31st, 2025 on PS5, it swaps photorealism for brutal pixel art carnage. You play as two characters, Kenji Mozu, a traditional swordsman, and Kumori, a deadly assassin. Together, they slice through waves of demons using tight, combo-based mechanics, mid-air slashes, and even brief transitions into a demonic realm. Combat is fluid, punishing, and built for mastery. Exactly what fans have been craving. The retro aesthetic doesn't just look great, it enhances the game's hardcore identity. A recent State of Play trailer showcased rooftop duels and intense boss battles, and with a demo already live, you can feel the razor-sharp action yourself. This one feels like Dino Crisis had a nightmare and woke up in the 25th century. Code Violet is a PS5 exclusive survival horror game set in the Aeon bioengineering complex on TRAPPIST-1E, a planet where humanity's last survivors are running morally gray experiments to repopulate the species. You play Violet Sinclair, abducted through time and thrown into a deadly maze of genetically engineered dinosaurs, invasive biotech, and haunting shadows. Combat is scarce, stealth is critical, and resource management feels more like survival chess. The game runs on Unreal Engine 5, with ray-traced lighting and PS5 exclusive features like 3D audio and DualSense haptics. Every corner pulses with tension, and if you ever wanted a next-gen spiritual successor to Dino Crisis, this is it.
Just didn't need to. And most of them innocent.
We did everything for you. We were a family.
Forget the sprawling open worlds of Mafia 3, this time the series returns to its storytelling roots. In the old country, you become Enzo Favara, a man forged in Sicily's brutal sulfur mines who climbs the ranks of the Teresi crime family. The game trades freedom for focus, wrapping you in a rich cinematic narrative filled with betrayal, loyalty tests, and violent power shifts. The visuals are stunning thanks to Unreal Engine 5, dramatic lighting, historically accurate environments, and motion-captured performances that feel more like a prestige series than a video game. Expect slow-burn tension, stealth-based missions, brutal melee combat, and high-stakes chases on horseback and in antique vehicles. It's Mafia at its most personal and its most dangerous.
He's got a grenade! What?
Launching August 12, 2025, Hellblade 2 finally arrives on PlayStation 5 with all the enhancements that made the Xbox version a visual and emotional masterpiece. The $49 Standard Edition includes the full sequel, while the $69 Deluxe Edition throws in a remastered version of the original game and its haunting soundtrack. The new performance mode offers 60 FPS, and for those who want a challenge, the roguelike Dark Rot mode adds a real permadeath system. PS4 players also get a free upgrade. This isn't just a sequel, it's a full evolution of the Hellblade experience, combining psychological storytelling, visceral combat, and a chilling portrayal of mental illness, now fine-tuned for Sony's platform. A brand new world is being born here. Developed by Merkur Games and published by Deep Silver, Echoes of the End is an ambitious third-person action-adventure launching August 12, 2025 for PS5, Xbox, and PC. You play as Rin, a gifted young woman known as a vestige with unstable magical powers. Her journey to save her brother takes her across breathtaking Icelandic-inspired landscapes, through ancient temples, war-torn kingdoms, and arcane ruins. The 17-minute gameplay trailer is packed with swordplay, magic duels, dialogue-driven storytelling, and cinematic visuals. You'll encounter Zara, a powerful vestige enemy, and your companion Abram, who brings grounded support during high-stakes moments. It's narrative-rich, visually stunning, and carries that strong first title with something to prove energy.
Their commander and I have history, and I promise you, Auric isn't the type to be satisfied with a minor victory.
He'll be lucky if he gets that. Duster, stay back.
I can handle myself.
Midnight Murder Club doesn't just put you in the dark, it throws you headfirst into it. Launching March 13th, 2025 on PS5 and PC, this game transforms a haunted mansion into a chaotic arena of betrayal, suspense, and proximity-based whispers. Armed with only a revolver and a flickering flashlight, you and your friends become both hunters and hunted. Every creaking floorboard becomes a clue, every footstep a threat. The beauty here is in its simplicity. Tension builds not from monsters, but from each other. With crossplay support, AI bots, and rematch options, it's a social horror experiment that thrives on paranoia and panic. Midnight Murder Club isn't just a game. It's a dark party where only one walks away laughing.
Many secrets, and learning them will help tip the odds in your favor. Blind them with light, burn them with fire, and ensnare them with traps. The game can be played in many ways, but the outcome is always
From the minds behind Journey and ABZ comes a new kind of silent epic. Releasing August 19th, 2025 on PS5 and PC, Sword of the Sea lets you surf through forgotten ruins on a hoversword, a fusion of skateboard, surfboard, and snowboard in a world where sand flows like water. You play as the Wraith, rising from a necropolis to restore life to a sunken ocean. Every movement feels fluid, every trick deliberate, with half-pipes, wall rides, and glimmering waves guiding your path. It's not about combat or dialogue, it's about feeling, rhythm, and beauty in motion. This is the kind of game that doesn't tell a story with words, it shows it in the way you move. August 26th, 2025 marks a historic shift. For the first time ever, Gears of War steps onto PlayStation. Reloaded isn't just a port, it's a reimagined version of the 2006 classic, rebuilt from the Ultimate Edition with full next-gen upgrades. Campaign runs in 4K at 60 frames per second. Multiplayer cranks to 120 frames per second, and everything's wrapped in Dolby Atmos VRR and DualSense feedback. It's raw, heavy, and brutal. just like you remember, but sharper, faster, and more cinematic than ever. All DLCs are included, and with crossplay and cross-progression, it feels like a bridge between generations and platforms. This is more than nostalgia. It's the return of a legend with a brand new roar.
Form up!
This is gonna be awesome.
What began as a hidden gem on mobile has mutated into one of the most stylish roguelikes in recent memory. Splintered Fate hits PS5 on August 26, 2025, bringing with it fluid combat, tight co-op mechanics, and a collector's edition that feels straight out of the 90s. You'll battle through randomized maps, level up your turtle of choice, and unlock skills and weapons mid-run, all while facing classic enemies and chaotic boss fights. The Pipin' Hot Collector's Edition packs in comic books, dice, posters, a retro pizza box, and more, making it feel like a love letter to the franchise. Fast-paced, colorful, and surprisingly deep, this is the turtle comeback fans didn't know they needed.
You are ready. Not so sincere. Fast, turtle.
Sega brings the shadow back to life on August 29, 2025 with Shinobi, Art of Vengeance, a hand-drawn, side-scrolling revival of the iconic ninja saga. You step back into the tabi boots of Joe Musashi, returning to a village turned to stone, armed with a blade and centuries of rage. Every stage is a work of art, fluid animation, dynamic backdrops, and a soundtrack dripping with 90s arcade nostalgia. Swordplay is tight, platforming sharp, and execution satisfying. There are more than a dozen stages, multiple difficulty levels, and hidden paths to master. Limited Run Games is also crafting special physical editions, complete with art books, statues, steelbooks, and early access perks. This is classic Shinobi, reborn with a vengeance.
That's it. No regret.
This isn't just a remake, it's a resurrection. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater brings back one of the greatest stealth action stories ever told, rebuilt from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5. Every leaf, every footstep, every drop of tension is rendered with modern precision. The visuals are breathtaking, but it's not just about looks. The mechanics are reworked too. You can now switch between the original top-down legacy style or a new over-the-shoulder modern style. The stealth feels tighter, the AI more aggressive, and the jungle more alive than ever. PS5 players even get the return of Snake vs. Monkey, while Xbox players get a Snake vs. Bomberman twist. Add in the new multiplayer mode Fox Hunt, and you've got a fully modernized survival espionage experience that still respects its roots. Serene, surreal, and now bigger than ever. Monument Valley 3 sets sail for PS5 on July 22, 2025. It's the first in the series to introduce a seasonal update, the Garden of Life, at launch, expanding both the narrative and puzzle design. You guide Noor, a Lightkeeper's apprentice, across impossible architecture, shifting tides, and puzzles that bend the laws of physics and space. What once felt like a quiet mobile puzzle game now unfolds into a semi-open exploration title with added mechanics like sailing, environmental manipulation, and layered storytelling. It's a gentle storm of emotion and ingenuity, delivering a sense of calm, wonder, and melancholy all at once. Blood Message. An upcoming single-player action-adventure set in the waning days of the Tang Dynasty, Blood Message follows a nameless messenger and his young son on a perilous 1,000-mile journey from Dunhuang to Chang'an. This cinematic narrative, developed by NetEase's 24 Entertainment Linen Studio using Unreal Engine 5, focuses deeply on themes of duty, family, honor, and sacrifice. Gameplay blends realistic, brutal combat with stealth and survival mechanics, all set across expansive landscapes inspired by East and Central Asia, including historically significant locations like the Mogao Caves. Expect a richly detailed cultural backdrop with heavy emphasis on ordinary heroes amidst tumultuous history.
如果神不肯拯救我们的部族，那就让我来。
War of the Worlds, a hardcore horror survival experience set during a Martian invasion. This upcoming game thrusts players into an open-world environment where they must survive for a week against alien tripods known to exterminate humanity. The game emphasizes resource management, scavenging food, tools, and supplies, while avoiding both hostile humans and towering Martian machines. Stealth, vehicular combat, and survival are all central to gameplay. Some confusion surrounds the project's licensing, and Future One Reddit user suggests the game isn't officially licensed, and jokingly notes the devs probably shouldn't put themselves in a position to be attracting a C and D letter. Star Wars Eclipse Might, a narrative-driven action-adventure set in the High Republic era, developed by Quantic Dream in partnership with Lucasfilm Games. You'll follow multiple playable characters traversing the Outer Rim, encountering political tension, unique species, and branching storylines shaped by your decisions. The game promises deep moral choices, dynamic consequences, and visually stunning environments, blending Quantic Dream's signature storytelling with more traditional action gameplay. Vindictus Defying Fate, an upcoming standalone action RPG by Nexon, Vindictus. Defying Fate reimagines the original Vindictus MMO as a more focused single-player or later co-op experience built in Unreal Engine 5. It puts a strong emphasis on skill-based combat, with precise dodges, counterattacks, and heavy strikes, reminiscent of Dark Souls but with Vindictus's signature fluid mechanics. The game includes returning fan favorites Lan and Fiona, with multiple other heroes, dungeon exploration, boss battles, and a character customization hub. Community feedback from closed alpha tests praised its challenging encounters, gorgeous visuals, and a return to basics feel. Davy X Jones, a surreal first-person action-adventure that casts you as the infamous pirate Davy Jones, whose body and detached skull form an unlikely duo. Set in a fantastical underworld of floating islands called the Locker, you will fight cursed seafarers, monstrous sea creatures, and even legendary pirates like Blackbeard. Gameplay features include close-quarters swordplay, firearms, a grappling hook tethered to your skull, naval battles aboard Abby, a hybrid ship whale, and epic boss encounters amid a richly stylized pirate realm.
Who's the greatest pirate of them all? That's right, Captain Davy and Jones. What, you think we need one more? You think we need one more?
Dying Light, the Beast. The next chapter in the Dying Light saga returns you to an open-world zombie apocalypse, starring Kyle Crane, who emerges after 13 years of captivity and monstrous experimentation. Set in the eerie Castor Woods, this standalone entry emphasizes visceral melee, enhanced firearms, parkour and vehicular traversal, along with beast mode superpowers and dynamic day-night cycles where monstrous volatiles dominate the night.
Damn right I do!
Hell is Us, an intense third-person action-adventure built on Unreal Engine 5 by Rogue Factor. The game follows UN peacekeeper Remy, who deserts to search for his missing parents in the conflict-torn land of Hadea following a mysterious supernatural calamity. The gameplay blends Souls-inspired melee combat with swords, polearms, axes, stamina-driven dodging, and healing pulses, with exploration in a semi-open world that has no map, compass, or quest markers. Instead, players rely on environmental cues, NPC conversations, and keen observation to progress, echoing old Zelda-style navigations. The Lost Wild, a first-person survival horror experience from Annapurna Interactive. This game plunges players into an overgrown prehistoric research facility overrun by dinosaurs that act like wild adaptive predators, not rampaging monsters. You play as Saskia, a lone investigative reporter navigating tense encounters using non-lethal distractions and cunning stealth tactics. Scavenging and crafting play a key role, as does learning dinosaur behaviors to evade or intimidate them. The tone merges cinematic immersion with survival horror design reminiscent of Jurassic Park, Alien Isolation, and Dino Crisis. The Blood of Dawnwalker, a dark fantasy open-world action RPG by Rebel Wolves, led by former CD Projekt Red talent. The story takes place in the fictional medieval kingdom of Vale Sangora during 1347, where humanity is beset by the Black Death and vampire overlords. You play as Cohen, a half-human, half-vampire Dawnwalker on a desperate 30-day mission to save his plague-stricken sister, Lunka. The game offers a narrative sandbox with impactful player choices, combining swordplay, magic, and vampiric abilities. Combat is enriched by dual human and vampire skill trees, and time progression depends on quest completion, encouraging exploration without undue haste.
Trapped between the two worlds, fighting to even the score, fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
He is out there, watching, seeping into you, growing.
Jurassic Park Survival, a single-player first-person action-adventure set immediately after the events of the 1993 Jurassic Park film. You assume the role of Dr. Maya Joshi, an InGen scientist stranded on Isla Nublar, navigating an environment rife with behavioral and adaptive dinosaurs. The game emphasizes stealth and survival over combat, immersing players in tense encounters and classic franchise locations such as the Visitor Center and possibly the Frozen Raptor scene. Developed by Saber Interactive, it will release on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, though no release date has been announced. Official statements and fan discussions suggest a launch might occur as late as summer 2026. Dark Mass, a first-person psychological horror game developed by Path Games set entirely within a submerged manor beneath the ocean floor. You play as Alice, a deep-sea explorer who, alongside her brother Reed, uncovers a cursed mansion following a sunken shipwreck. Gameplay focuses on exploration, solving puzzles inspired by historical torture devices, making moral decisions, and surviving an eerie underwater environment filled with oppressive silence and dread.
I've never seen anything like this before. What was that? I think I'm not alone down here.
A gritty, realistic, first-person survival horror from Team Clout under the Mundfish Powerhouse label. The game is set in an abandoned research fort where grotesque adaptive monsters lurk. Expect intense body horror, advanced dismemberment mechanics, binaural audio, and physics-driven interactions, ranging from quiet tension to explosive action. Combat is optional. Sometimes evasion is the only choice. The art draws heavy inspiration from classic horror like The Thing and Half-Life 2, with influences from 1990s horror films and unsettling modern horror content. State of Decay 3, a bold evolution of the survival horror franchise by Undead Labs, built in Unreal Engine 5 in collaboration with the Coalition and Obsidian. The gameplay unfolds in a vast, shared open world where players manage a community of survivors, scavenging, reinforcing bases, and navigating the emotional impact of permadeath. Survivor interactions and narrative weight are elevated so that the loss of a teammate carries meaningful consequences in both gameplay and story. You'll experience flexible online co-op for up to 4 players with drop-in, drop-out support and collaborative base building thanks to technology shared with other Xbox titles like Grounded.
I didn't know you well. Be forgotten.
Project S Odin. This is a brand new IP from South Korea's Lionheart Studio, the developer behind Odin Valhalla Rising, known for deep RPG mechanics and strong visual fidelity. It's shaping up to be a third-person, cross-platform looter-shooter for PC and consoles, blending fast-paced combat, RPG-style progression, narrative quests, online co-op, and even PvP elements. Imagine something like Destiny or Borderlands, but with Korean RPG polish and persistent endgame mechanics designed for long-term engagement.
무너진 도시에서 키를 찾고 탈출해. 이제 우리의 세상을 되찾게 될 거야.
Little Nightmares 3, now developed by Supermassive Games under Bandai Namco, arrives on October 10th, 2025. This atmospheric puzzle platform horror continues the eerie legacy of the series, introducing 2 new protagonists, Lo, with a bow and arrow, and Alone, armed with a wrench, who must cooperate to navigate the haunting world known as the Spiral. From shadowy carnivals to a sandy necropolis and sinister candy factory, players will solve intricate puzzles, stealth past monstrous inhabitants, and survive in an oppressive, nightmarish dreamscape. For the first time, the game features online co-op for 2 players, with AI companions stepping in during solo play. Black State is an ambitious third-person, story-driven action-adventure shooter from Turkey's Motion Blur studio, powered by Unreal Engine 5. Set within a secretive world of scientific experiments, Players assume the role of an agent tasked with rescuing captives and uncovering the truth behind a mysterious cataclysmic event. Its signature mechanics combine Metal Gear Solid-like stealth, Portal-inspired teleportation through portal doors, and fast-paced combat against both human and robotic foes. The game delivers photoreal visuals, dynamic weather effects, and a strong technical showcase, including a detailed 500-page design document and ongoing dev diaries.
Access granted.
I think I found a new portal.
Hold up. Enemy here! Over here!
DABA Land of Water Scar. Developed by Dark Star as part of Sony's China Hero project, DABA is a dark fantasy Souls-like action RPG built in Unreal Engine 5. You assume the role of a humanoid clay puppet on a quest to collect magical water fragments to save a world on the brink of collapse. Traversing non-linear interconnected environments, ancient city ruins, prisons, rift valleys, snowy wastelands, eerie forests, and floating cities, you'll face challenging enemies and bosses, relying on careful timing, combo mastery, and stamina management in combat. Project DT is an upcoming sci-fi action game from Chinese studio Digital Sky, currently in development using Unreal Engine 5. The title blends high-speed cinematic combat reminiscent of Nier Automata with intricate stealth mechanics often compared to Metal Gear Solid, promising fluid, acrobatic movement and precision takedowns in a dystopian future setting. First unveiled through a stunning 9-minute 4K gameplay demo, the game remains in active development with no confirmed release window, but community updates suggest it's targeting a 2025-plus launch. Platforms announced include PC and Mac, while console versions are highly anticipated, though still unconfirmed. AGNI Village of Calamity, developed and published by Separu Interactive, is a cinematic, fixed-camera survival horror game deeply rooted in Indonesian folklore. Players step into the shoes of AGNI, an investigator from a covert Indonesian police unit who defies orders to probe a remote village steeped in mystery and dread. The game emphasizes exploration, puzzle-solving, resource management, and tense combat encounters, all woven through a dark narrative about trauma, guilt, and cosmic horror. It features photorealistic visuals enhanced by facial motion capture and evokes classic survival horror titles in both perspective and atmosphere.
Kakni, Kak, ini Lila, Kak. Ayo pulang. Lila mau pulang.
Beast of Reincarnation, set in a haunting post-apocalyptic Japan in the year 4026. This action RPG follows Emma the Sealer and her loyal dog Ku as they journey through corrupted wastelands teeming with monstrous creatures and rogue machines. Developed by Game Freak and published by Fictions, the game emphasizes demanding technical combat, with parry mechanics reminiscent of Souls-likes, blending agile traversal, plant-based powers, and deep emotional storytelling. The art style evokes Studio Ghibli-like atmosphere, while the evolving bond between Emma and Ku unlocks new abilities through gameplay progression.
西暦4026年、人類は滅亡を待つのみ。
Nioh 3. The next chapter from Team Ninja builds upon the dark samurai action RPG legacy by combining the deep, punishing combat of Nioh with the mobility and scope introduced in Wo Long. The game features new mechanics like arts proficiency to enhance martial arts and deflect to redirect enemy blows, enriching its deadly, strategic combat. Set for early 2026, the announcement coincided with a surprise free demo release on June 4, 2025 for PS5. Unveiling expanded open field environments, larger battles, and enhanced multiplayer features. Beyond Good and Evil 2, this upcoming action-adventure RPG, a prequel to the 2003 cult classic, immerses players in a vibrant cosmic playground. You build your own character, starting at the lowest tiers of a sprawling society, and gradually escalate through missions across planets and space. The game features a blend of tight melee and ranged combat, spaceship travel, cooperative multiplayer, and a persistent shared universe. It's powered by Ubisoft's Voyager engine and emphasizes cloning, hybrids, and the Space Monkey program, a co-creation initiative involving fan content.
What? That's Swiss fucking chocolate, pig!
Fucking city! After that fucking
Noxy!
The Expanse OSIRIS Reborn. This third-person action RPG set in the universe of The Expanse is developed and published by Owlcat Games, built on Unreal Engine 5. You play as a Pinkwater security mercenary stranded on Eros Station during a catastrophic protomolecule outbreak. Your mission? Survive the lockdown, lead a loyal crew across the solar system, and uncover a deep conspiracy. Gameplay mixes tactical cover-based combat, real-time squad commands, zero-G shooting, grenades, and magnetic boot traversal.
Right, they shut down this.
What the hell happened here?
Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time Remake, a full rebuild of the beloved 2003 classic. This remake is led by Ubisoft Montreal after being restarted in 2022. The game features revamped visuals, modernized combat and cinematics, re-recorded dialogue, and renewed focus on polished mechanics. While originally delayed from early 2021, Ubisoft now confirms a release in early 2026, targeting a launch by March 31st, 2026, for PS4, PS5, Xbox, and PC. The development remains active and committed to quality after an internal reboot and studio transition.
I brought this on us.
You are brave and good.
Don't let go!
Ark 2. The highly anticipated sequel to Ark Survival Evolved has faced multiple delays and is currently being reimagined under Studio Wildcard with Unreal Engine 5. Featuring a stranded protagonist named Santiago, voiced by Vin Diesel, it promises a blend of heavy survival, dinosaur taming, and thrilling Souls-like melee combat with target lock, blocks, dodges, combos, and special attacks. Traversal is overhauled to include mantling, free climbing, sliding, swinging, parkour, and more, all seen through a strict third-person perspective.
But if anyone can tame this new world, we can. 007 First Light. This narrative-driven action-adventure reimagines a 26-year-old James Bond earning his 00 status.
Developed by IO Interactive, creators of Hitman, using the Glacier engine, the game blends stealth, gadget-driven espionage, cinematic shootouts, driving sequences, and open-ended gameplay inspired by Bond lore, but not tied to films. You'll infiltrate mountain hotels, nightclubs, and conferences, choosing stealth or full-blown action, shaping Bond's early instincts and alliances. Voice casting reportedly features Patrick Gibson, bringing fresh intensity to the character.
Nine is a master manipulator. Whatever the end.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
Astropulse Reincarnation. This ambitious sci-fi third-person shooter RPG was being developed by Imaginary Studios, led by former Blizzard artist Wei Wang. Set in a war-torn future Earth, it's centered on a cosmic energy called Astropulse, reshaping civilization over hundreds of millions of years. Early gameplay footage suggested deep lore, hybrid combat, and an expansive transmedia universe. Project Robot by Fumito Ueda. The legendary creator behind Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian, is returning with a sci-fi action-adventure titled Project Robot. The trailer teases giant mechs, alien landscapes, and an emotionally driven narrative likely set in an open-world environment. It's still early in development with no official release date yet, but platforms will include PS5, Xbox, and PC. The project was revealed in late 2024 and already generated excitement for its breathtaking visuals and Ueda's now classic design philosophy. Virtua Fighter new project, Sega and Ryuga Gotoku Studio, are developing a brand new mainline Virtua Fighter game, often referred to as Virtua Fighter 6 or New Virtua Fighter Project. A teaser dropped at VF Direct in May 2025, featuring legacy character Wolf Hawkfield. The visuals, likely powered by Sega's Dragon Engine, showcase hyper-realistic graphics, ray tracing, and hints at beginner-friendly features like replay mode and crossplay support. Platforms include PS5, Xbox, and Switch 2, but no release window has been given yet. Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9. Survival horror returns with a chilling and atmospheric experience set in a post-nuclear Raccoon City. You play as Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst drawn to a haunted hotel tied to her mother's past. Gameplay allows seamless switching between first and third-person views, amplifying both tactical combat and claustrophobic tension. Developed on Capcom's RE engine under director Koshi Nakanishi, the game promises intense psychological terror, grotesque enemies, and photorealistic environments. Raccoon City is portrayed in haunting detail, including iconic landmarks such as the ruined police station. The Age of Bhaarat. This dark fantasy action RPG draws heavily from ancient Indian epics, letting you embody a forest warden battling demon invaders known as Rakshasas. The gameplay blends fast-paced melee and mystical powers with vertical traversal via grappling hooks, delivering a dynamic Souls-like combat style enriched by environmental movement. The game features cooperative multiplayer, branching narrative choices, and lush, epic landscapes inspired by the Ramayana. The story is penned by best-selling author Amish Tripathi, promising a culturally resonant and immersive experience.
Stand with your people. Play the Age of Bhaarat. Protect the weak. Punish the wicked.
Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra. This wartime action-adventure is set in an occupied Paris W2 timeline, featuring Captain America, Azuri, Black Panther's grandfather, Gabe Jones of the Howling Commandos, and Nanali, a Wakandan spy. Led by Amy Hennig's team at Skydance New Media, it uses Unreal Engine 5 to deliver a cinematic, story-rich experience. Expect moral conflict and gritty combat, mixing Wakandan mystic tech with Howard Stark's innovations.
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
Our cat friend is definitely here too.
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough! Stay out of my
Blood Zoopunk, an AI-driven action game in development by Thai Games set within the same universe as Fist. Forged in Shadow Torch. The game showcases cutting-edge NVIDIA Ace tech for dynamic in-game experiences. You take control of Rayton in a war against the Mechanoid Empire, customizing warships through AI-powered tools, such as locally run Stable Diffusion for artwork and text-to-speech paint adjustments. Demonstrations highlight reactive NPC behavior and immersive customization systems, although there's no confirmed release window yet, and platforms include console and PC.
Do you like to have your vehicle looks more special? You can both change the painting and draw a sticker.
Let the fun begin.
Marvel's Wolverine, a full-scale standalone adventure from Insomniac Games, directed by veteran leads from the Miles Morales team. It's set in the shared universe of the Spider-Man games on Earth 1048, offering a mature tone, brutal combat, and an emotionally driven narrative focused on Logan's mythos. Insomniac confirms active development but continues to hold back on major updates, emphasizing quality over speed. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy. A narrative-driven action-adventure stealth game set 15 years before Requiem, starring Sophia as a young plunderer on the run. Journeying to the legendary Minotaur's Island, players will solve light-based puzzles, evade or confront a pursuing army, and face mythic threats tied to the ancient Macula Curse. The game expands the A Plague Tale universe with fresh thematic elements, dynamic combat, and Mediterranean-inspired environments. Developed by Asobo Studio and released as an Xbox Game Pass Day 1 title. Pragmata, developed by Capcom, this long-awaited sci-fi action-adventure is set aboard a dystopian lunar research station. You'll control both Hugh, an astronaut, and Diana, an android, simultaneously, a dual-character mechanic that blends third-person shooting with strategic hacking. Diana disables enemy shields via time-limited hacking minigames, allowing Hugh to strike exposed foes. Gameplay demos revealed polished combat, jetpack traversal, and tactical puzzle elements. After multiple delays since its initial reveal in 2020, Capcom has confirmed that Pragmata will launch in 2026.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Neutralize? Us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls, hooking control protocols. Initiating hack!
Halo, new project. Microsoft's Halo Studios, formerly 343 Industries, is at work on multiple new Halo projects utilizing Unreal Engine 5, including a possible remaster of Halo, Combat Evolved, and brand new entries. Official details will be shared during the Halo World Championships event in Seattle, scheduled for October 24th to 26th, 2025. Rumors suggest some Halo content may launch on PS5 and Switch 2 later in 2025 or 2026,